All right, welcome everybody. It's going to be a recap here for this Wednesday, September 20th, 2023. Looking for a short on the mini NASDAQ today, and I actually did get it. Also got it on the mini Russell, but I'm going to show you the mini NASDAQ here. Mini Russell was basically the same kind of trade here, getting and coming in on an HF2 short. And this came in a little bit after 3 o'clock, only was in this trade probably no more than 10 minutes. Did hit my nice little target down here and made a nice little profit on the mini NASDAQ. Same trade on the mini Russell, didn't make as much, but because my target was a little bit further out than the mini Russell, that's alright. Still ended up making some nice money on the indices. But we had a little problem on the stocks today. Let's take a look and see what happened on the stocks. All right, so here we go. So we came in on the opening bell with, I had 3 stocks, looking for 1 or 2 of those to at least go parabolic. I didn't really get it, but let me tell you what's going on here. So we came in long BJDX. Came in long RLMD. We'll go over these here in a minute, and AZUL. So it came into the opening bell, starting with BJDX. Oh, what a disaster, because what happened here, go back here and let's take a look at this. Now, this would have ended up being a really nice trade. So we opened up, I actually got in about 30 minutes before the opening bell. We did, once again, have a nice little pop after the opening, but, you know, I could have gotten out here and made some nice money. I didn't do it. We pulled back over here when I start seeing that it was going to start bouncing right before 10 a.m. Everything locked up on me. I was stuck, all right? So I had to reboot the computer. I couldn't even move my mouse. I had to reboot the computer. By the time that I actually was able to reload all the apps and everything, unfortunately, I ended up getting out with a loss. Now, you know, I am protected against power outages, and, you know, I have a nice backup system. But what you can't anticipate is getting locked up on your computer. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. That very rarely happens. Typically it's a power outage or something, but usually you can prepare for that because it's usually due for storms and so forth. But I think what I'm going to have to do here is, because I was out for quite a while before I was able to get all my charts and everything back up, what I need to do, and this is a good lesson, is have 1 or 2 machines where you have your platform on, so you can log back in and at least manage your account. But in this case, I really thought that I was going to be okay. I knew I didn't like being blinded like this, but unfortunately it could have been a lot worse, okay? It could have definitely been a lot worse. So anyway, took a loss on BJDX. Let's look at the second stock, RLMD. All right, so here's RLMD, second one that I came in. Bought in a little bit after 9, trying to hold it here, which it did very well here prior to the opening bell. I had that initial dip, and then we started running up here, and but I had much higher targets, so I wasn't even getting close to a target here. And then we had this big collapse here. So when I saw that couldn't hold it after this initial spike down this morning, and it rallied, and then we had this big flush. I ended up getting out. So I ended up taking 2 losses. Took a loss on RLMD, but I was able to get out of this before everything locked up on me. So, but it's nonetheless, it was a loss. And then the third one I had was AZUL. All right, so here's AZUL. Once again, entered right before the opening. This is the kind of action I like to see. It did take off pretty quick. Once we broke through a couple targets here, I went ahead and I got out. I was out 9:35, 9:36, I think, something like that. So I wasn't, I was only for about 5 or 6 minutes after the opening bell. So, well, that was a nice trade. And once again, I was able to get out of this before everything locked up. Now, would have been okay had I still been in on it, as you can see here, but I'm glad that I only had one that was still open before I got out. So anyway, that is what we ended up doing today. overall, let's take a look at overall results. So once again, mini NASDAQ. Been having some really good days in the mini NASDAQ. Both shorts, a little bit on mini Russell. Left quite a bit on the table, but that's okay. I mean, once again, I'm going for those single targets. Okay, where on the stocks, what I'm doing here is I like to get 2 or 3, or hopefully one of those will go parabolic, preferably all 3, right after the opening, and then try to ride it as far as I can. In the afternoon, once again, what I'm doing is I'm going for my closest targets. So I did that on CHEK, I did that on SCS, I did that on everything else here. So all these were entry and exit at the first target. And what I do on that is I actually do put a resting order to get out. And once it hits it, it automatically gets me out. All right. So that's kind of the way I play it in the afternoon. In the morning, really trying to catch those stocks to go parabolic. That's not going to happen every day, folks. But you've got to get there. You got to be there to play it. All right. There was a really nice one. I'm trying to think what it was. A lot of people made a lot of money on this stock. I did not catch it. What was it? Man, I can't remember. There was one that was really nice. Oh, DTOC. DTOC really took off, and that would have been a beautiful one to catch. I know some people made, $20,000, $30,000 on it. Unfortunately, I wasn't there to catch any of it, so it is what it is. All right, well, that's it. So that's going to wrap it up. We'll be back again tomorrow. They did nothing on, they didn't touch rates. They left rates as they were because we had that FOMC meeting today. So rates are untouched. Market didn't really seem to like it too much. I mean, market started coming down, so not really sure what we're going to do here. But, I mean, you didn't see a big move either way. So, it is what it is. So I'm thinking that we're going to continue to have some really good volatility. The markets are just kind of set up to, really have some good action. And you want to make sure that you're here and you're playing. And remember, what's happening right now is a lot of these stocks, right after the opening, they're having their burst, and then they're flushing them. So, you got to be ready to get out of some of these pretty quick, because the flush can happen really, really fast. But most of the time, this is also where you're going to see the ones that just go parabolic and just take off. So, you just got to be careful. So anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll be back tomorrow. And hopefully we'll have another 2 or 3 that we like, and try to get into them. And maybe we'll get some really nice one tomorrow and ride that thing up. Okay, we'll see. Anyway, have a good night. See you tomorrow.